It is scorching hot here in Spearfish, but we are ready for Game 2 of the 4-game series between the Bison Baseball Club and the Spearfish Sasquatch, live from Black Hills Energy Stadium in beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota. Yesterday was a fun one with Ben Zobrist in the house and an 8-4 bounce-back victory for the Squatch. And today they will face the Bison Baseball Club for the second time in as many days, looking to start a new winning streak after they fell to the Casper Spuds in Game 2 of that 2-game series. Starting on the mound for the Squatch will be Rin Chambers. He's coming off one of his best starts of the summer, where he threw 5 1/3 against the Plainsmen, allowed 3 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, but picked up a season-high 8 punch-outs and threw just over 100 pitches. Defensively behind Rin, starting in the outfield, it'll be Kyle Finn, Lucas Torelli, Phoenix Brandt. Along the infield, starting at third, it's Wilson Kiefer, Ben Foyer, Isaac Martinez, and Jordan Bowman. Behind the dish is Owen Michelson. The starting lineup for the Bison Baseball Club, leading off is Rhett Rogers. He'll be followed by Sam Benz and Jaden Santiago. Heart of the order, Cole Barta, Louis Coca, and Gannon Hall. Rounding out the starting 9, Curtis Lindsay, Remy Hart, and Talon Field. So here is Rhett Rogers. Yesterday went 2 for 2 with 3 runs and 3 walks. Big day for the leadoff hitter, looking to carry that into Game 2. First pitch from Chambers. Draws a swing and a miss. Chambers' fastball sits 88 to 91, also features a changeup and a curveball. Is from San Clemente, California, attends Chaminade University down in Hawaii. Is a big-time surfer and a big-time bluefin tuna fisher. Soft liner to short is caught by Foyer for out number 1. We had him up here last night talking about especially the 203-pound bluefin tuna that he caught. Told the full story about how he was 14, 15 years old at the time and didn't have one of those fishing belts on. Did it all with his bare back. But he got that sucker in, and they were just trying to get rid of all the fish that they were able to cut up from it. Just trying to sell it, get as much of it out there as possible because it was just so much meat to be able to go around, providing for the community, as he liked to say. Now he will face Sam Benz after getting the leadoff hitter Rhett Rogers to line out to Foyer at short. Benz did not play in the game yesterday, getting his first start of this series against the Sasquatch. Here comes the 2-1. Misses upstairs for ball 3. Chambers, in his freshman season with Chaminade, made 16 appearances, struck out 26 in 21 2/3 innings, and actually had 11 at-bats. Did have 1 double. He was technically a 2-way player when he got to Chaminade, but is primarily now a PO. He was a catcher as well as a pitcher, but made the decision to start pitching his senior year of high school. And right away when he hopped on the mound, was pumping 85, which is crazy to hear your first time on the mound throwing that hard. So he figured, yeah, that probably is a good idea to keep trying to pitch. And it's worked out for him. Has added a changeup and a curveball, and his velocity has continued to tick up year after year. 1-out walk on Sam Benz brings up the catcher Jaden Santiago. Can't find the bottom of the zone. Santiago last night went 0 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. He did go around, says the home plate umpire. This doesn't look right. says the guy's wearing number 5. My lineup says number 20 for Jaden Santiago. Back pick to first, not in time. Good look by Michelson. Well, on this it says he's number 20, but did he wear number 20 yesterday? It says he did, but it's number 5 at the plate. Huh. Hopefully that's still Jaden. There's not a number 5 on the roster, so I'd assume it's still Jaden. That's what they gave me.
Well, obviously a bit confusing for you because the lineup had those numbers on it.
Yeah, that too. Well, let me go back and look. Runner takes off for second. Michelson throws it down on the money in time. What a throw from Michelson behind the dish. And they're double checking. Santiago will stay in the box. What a throw from Michelson. Not really his hardest throw down to second, but on the money. Martinez didn't even have to move his glove, and that takes the runner off the base path. Here's the full count. It's another walk.
I'm telling you, it's inevitable. My parents were up, actually both of our sets of parents were up this past weekend, and I was like, well, whichever catcher you see will be great, but if you come to a game where Owen is catching, most likely you'll see somebody thrown out.
All right, I did go back to the lineup that they gave me. It was Jaden Santiago. He's now on first base because of the walk. Must have just changed his number. Not really sure what led to that decision, but on the lineup that they gave me, it was Jaden Santiago, so we're going to roll with it.
Maybe some sort of ripped jersey, dirty jersey, whatever it may be, and they just got an extra one in there. Who knows?
Here is Cole Barta. All right, we just did get confirmation that, yep, they must have changed his number. All right, we're going to roll with it.
Well, you know, it's like after you get out of a bad relationship, you know, you just want to change your number. So, no real explanation, just kind of goes under the radar, but
that works.
That works.
You don't block them?
No, you just change your number and then move out of state, probably out of country, maybe a different continent. Change your name, possibly Social Security. Go off the grid, file for bankruptcy.
Who hurt you?
Creed Bratton. You ever seen The Office?
I have.
All right, good.
Shout out Creed.
Good.
I know my
my
movie and TV show culture is not as deep as yours, but that one, it took me a second, but yes.
Yeah.
I do know that one.
I love when Creed's like, and when Creed Bratton files for bankruptcy, it's Creed Bratton. He's great. You know, the actor's name in real life is Creed Bratton.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it easy to remember his name on set.
Yeah, who probably filed for bankruptcy. Who knows?
Who
knows if that's his real name?
Entire character just happened to be exactly what happened in the show.
Yes. Like, the person in real life might not even be born as Creed Bratton. I don't know. But right now he's legally Creed Bratton.
Runner takes stop for second, but it doesn't matter because Rin Chambers picks up his first punch-out of the ball game. Cole Barta goes down swinging. The Bison get a couple of runners on, but the inevitable Owen Michelson throws out one, and Jaden Santiago is left stranded after the strikeout. No score through half an inning. The Squatch are coming to the plate when we come back.
I'm Noah Westergaard, and I'm studying photography at Black Hills State. Being able to use what I learned in class to apply to actual things and not just a project for a grade, to have an actual purpose behind some stuff, I think it's pretty rewarding. The opportunities are there. I know that I'll be able to do whatever comes my way.
River Walters will start the game for the Bison on the mound, making his second appearance of the year. He's only thrown 2 innings, but did give up 3 runs, had a couple of walks to 3 strikeouts. He'll face the top of the order, Lucas Torelli, Owen Michelson, and Kyle Finn. They'll be followed by Jordan Bowman, Phoenix Brent, and Carson Rather. Rounding out the starting 9 is Wilson Kiefer, Ben Foyer, and Isaac Martinez. Defensively for the Bison, starting in the outfield from left to right, it's Gaden Hall, Curtis Lindsay, and Sam Benz. Along the infield, Louis Coca, Talon Field, Rhett Rogers, and Remy Hart. Behind the dish is Jaden Santiago, wearing number 5 today, as we found out last inning. No idea why, but he is. Torelli digs in with a 2-1 count, the 5'11 senior from Dallas, Texas. Finished up his senior year at Eastern New Mexico. Has another year of Division I eligibility left. He's in the transfer portal. It's going to be fun to see wherever he goes. He's been getting a lot of looks from some pretty powerful schools, so we could be seeing him in on a really good Division I program next spring.
Yeah, we absolutely could. AJ, I'm trying to figure out what the issue is here. It might be just heat or something, but our main camera keeps on freezing, so folks at home, apologies for that.
It is really hot. It feels close to 90 degrees today, and there's not even a half-mile an hour of wind.
We'll try to figure out what's best. Our main camera keeps freezing. I'm going to move some cameras around here in a minute, so it won't be super nice for the next minute or so, but I'll try to fix it up.
Here's the catcher, Owen Michelson.
Yeah, it just keeps on freezing. I'm going to move some stuff around real fast.
Okay. Michelson digs in, the 5'11 sophomore from Candler, North Carolina. Attends UNC Asheville, a mid-major in the Big South Conference. This season hitting .301 with a .448 on base. 18 runs knocked in. He's scored 22 times as well. But behind in the count, 0-2. They'll check on Torelli. Now Lucas does have some serious speed, but only has a couple of stolen bases on the year. He was also caught once. Takes a high off-speed pitch upstairs. Michelson is sophomore season at UNC Asheville, played in 40 games, made 34 starts. Actually transitioned to the outfield from behind home plate for the collegiate season. Runner takes out for second. Michelson skies this one to center. Lindsay is underneath it. Torelli starts to make his way back, and that will be out number 1. But Michelson, of course, getting the majority of his starts behind the dish this summer, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes back to Asheville and has a lot more starts at catcher than he does in the outfield, because he has been fantastic defensively, throwing a ton of guys out, as we saw last inning, throwing out a kid at second, and he's been doing that all summer long. Runner takes out for second again. It's in the dirt, and Torelli has his 3rd stolen base of the summer. Well, here's a guy that's been having a heck of a summer himself, Kyle Finn. Leads the league in slugging, OPS, home runs, and RBIs. Hitting .400 on the season with a .500 on base. A slug of .880. Ground ball, gloved by the third baseman, flips and fires in the dirt in time to get him. Kyle Finn thrown out by the third baseman, Louis Coca. And Torelli had to hold up at second. Here is Jordan Bowman, the 6'5" redshirt sophomore from Las Vegas. Just finished up another year at Saracoso Community College, is now headed to Cumberland's College this next fall. Breaker inside is taken. He's a true two-way player. He's thrown over 15 innings this summer on the mound and is hitting .221 at the plate with a .308 on base percentage. And before his last few games where he struggled, especially against the Zap, he was on an absolute tear. He was on a 7-game hit streak, had 3 doubles and 3 home runs during that stretch. But his last 3 games, he's gone over and trying to break that streak tonight. River Walters looking in on Big Bo. Now he steps off. Walters, as we said, making his second appearance this summer, has a 10.50 ERA with a 4.0 whip. Bowman pops it up in the infield, laying out. It drops in. Bowman has an infield single that just skied over the pitcher's head, and nobody could get there in time. That's one way to get on. Torelli advances 90 feet, and here is the 17-year-old Phoenix Brandt. Just finished up his senior year of high school in San Diego. Is headed back there for the fall for his true freshman year. Hitting .385 on the summer with a .429 on base. His OPS north of 1,200. 5 RBIs, 4 runs scored himself. Pulls one just over the first baseman's head. Torelli comes in to score. Bowman's on his way to third. And an RBI single for Phoenix Brandt. A chopper that just got over the glove of Remy Hart over there at first, and that drives in the first run of the ball game. Bowman goes first to third. That'll put runners on the corners for the designated hitter, Carson Rather. Now, if you notice, the Squatch have been down to just 2 catchers for the last week and a half, and both of them are actually in the starting lineup today, and that's because the third catcher is finally in, Spearfish. Reed Hartman from Red Wing, Minnesota, showed up about 5 minutes before batting practice. So that opens up the lineup even more to put 2 really good hitters and defensive catchers in the lineup together. And that was the big question when Gio had to leave for the summer, and then Jayton Greer fractured his collarbone, was what was this team going to do with just 2 catchers? How are they going to be able to juggle the 2 of them getting playing time, but also trying to figure out who's going to catch a bullpen when you need someone to go into the ball game? And their answer is Reed Hartman. Rather behind in the count 0-2 with runners on the corners and 2 down. Brandt with the lead off first. He holds up, flips it, shallow left center, and it drops in. Bowman comes in to score, and Carson Rather keeps the inning alive with an RBI single. Some dink and dunk hits here. That'll bring up Wilson Kiefer. Phoenix's hit just bounced over the glove of Remy Hart, and Rather just flipped it over the shortstop's head. Kiefer takes a strike at the knees. A 6'1" freshman from Rapid City, South Dakota. Attends University of Northern Colorado with former Sasquatch Ethan Mooser. Left around the halfway point. Had a great summer, but had to go home. Wilson hitting .320 this season with a .455 on base and an .895 OPS. had to redshirt his true freshman year due to injury and was out for a few weeks this summer because of an injury that occurred at first base, that first home series. And Kiefer hangs on. It's 3-1. 2 on, 2 down, and a 2-0 ball game. The Squatch striking first with 3 hits in this inning. There's a breaker that finds the zone, and the runners will be off of the pitch. Breaker shot down the first baseline, picked up by Hart, and he'll step on the bag in time. But not before the Squatch strike first. 2 runs on 3 hits in the first, and they have the first lead as we head to the second.
Road trips are measured in miles of uncontrollable laughter, comfortable silence, and new memories. And for 50 years, Super 8 has been there for wherever your journey takes you. So when the open road calls for a good night's rest, you can depend on Super 8's modern rooms at over 2,000 locations. Plus, earn Wyndham Rewards points for every stay. Super 8, one of 24 trusted brands by Wyndham. See you on the road.
Rin Chambers back out for the second. He'll lead off against Louis Coca. Coca last night against the Squatch was 0 for 2 with a run and a couple of walks. Also struck out once. Falls behind 0-2. Rin a really good first inning. A couple of free bases, but had some help behind the dish from Michelson, throwing out Benz, and then was able to get Cole Barta swinging. Gets a backwards K this time as Louis Coca watches that one go by.
And Rin's new walk-up song as of a couple of days, or actually as of about a little bit over a week ago now, is Cold-Blooded Soldiers by Top Shaka's a traditional kind of hardcore, almost bad ASS reggae song from the islands. So,
well, he does go to Chaminade down in Hawaii, so it adds up, and he said it himself that he wants something that connected more with what he likes to do, which is surfing, and where he goes to school, which is in Hawaii, so the song certainly fits.
He's just going to keep striking kids out here. He's on a roll right now.
Already ahead, 0-2. In the dirt, good block by Michelson.
But Rin's a very fun kid to talk to. He's obviously got a personality and a half, so he was the one who, should be credited with Meatball's nickname.
He said it. We've asked everybody so far, and they all say, yeah, it's because he's short and stocky. You just look at him. And then Rin was like, yeah. Originally we called him Meathead,
right.
But that one seemed a little bit too mean, so went with Meatball.
Meatball, because that's so much nicer.
Well, he also brought up the fact that he goes to Miami. Hot shot to third, caught by Kiefer for out number 2. Well, they don't call it the hot corner for nothing.
No, they do not. That ball's coming off the bat pretty toasty. Kiefer's been nice to have back in the lineup. Obviously, he's a pretty solid fielder. Had messed up his lower body earlier on in the season, but it's nice to have him back there when work's gone.
First pitch to Lindsey is called a strike on the outside corner. Moving quickly, but he spikes one in the dirt.
Yeah, once he gets set on the rubber, he likes to move pretty fast. He doesn't take too long to get into his motion. 1 deep breath, 2 deep breaths, and he's going.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball.
I always wonder if people have the same ticks. Let's see. On the mound.
Well, in the
150
windup, I think it's okay to have that same timing, but once you get to the stretch, you got to have, well, it was different. He didn't take that deep breath this time.
He only took 1. He took 2 the last time, so let's see on this last one, because he went 2 deep breaths, and he went 1 deep breath. Let's see what he's got now. No deep breaths, 10 deep breaths, 3, 2, 4.
Maybe he'll use the full pitch clock that we don't have.
Shakes his head. There's 1. I think just 1 again.
Misses away.
Okay, so when he takes 2 deep breaths, it's a strike. 1 deep breath, it's a ball.
All right, let's see what it's going to be. It's a full count, so.
Soon we'll be banging trash cans and calling ourselves world champs.
Don't tell Ben Foyer that. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Down he goes, and a couple of strikeouts for Rin Chambers. And the Bison go down in order. 2-0 Squatch. They're already coming back to the plate because Rin Chambers is dealing through 2.
My name is Leighton Schnell, and I'm majoring in biology and getting a minor in chemistry on a pre-dental track. It's a great community. Everybody has your back. You will gain so many more opportunities than you even thought possible. Being a part of BH in a small community, you have more ties and connections with students and advisors. Being able to have those gives you a path.
Two.
2-0 Squatch, bottom of the second. Ben Foyer, Isaac Martinez, and Lucas Torelli to lead it off. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start for the Squatch. The conversation yesterday with Bachman was, you want to get ahead early and start scoring runs early. You don't want to save them all for that last inning like they did in that game against Casper. But also just to have Rin Chambers continuing to deal. I mean, he had a great outing last time, and through 2 innings, he's already got 3 punch-outs.
That he does.
Exactly what the doctor ordered, you could say. Ben Foyer, allegedly 5'10", definitely a sophomore from Houston, Texas, attends Southwestern University.
Did you say definitely a sophomore?
Well, I didn't want to say he's allegedly a sophomore. So he's allegedly 5'10", but he is a sophomore.
The way that
probably sounded way
the way
meaner.
that chain goes is he's probably not that tall, and he's definitely immature enough to.
No, he's very mature on the field and off the field.
Yeah, Foyer's
Ben's a great guy. That probably sounded way meaner than I meant it to be.
Apparently 5'10", definitely a sophomore.
It's hot, man.
It is. It's so hot. They got black jerseys on today.
I can't imagine being down there, especially. I mean, I'd be Ben Foyer wearing the short pants.
Yeah.
I can't imagine wearing the long pants today.
He does have black socks, so hopefully that,
Probably evens
one
it
area
out.
of white pants is nice and not too steamy.
He works a leadoff walk, brings up Isaac Martinez.
Once again, to any fans at home, normally we have the roughly 4 cameras running. We split the outfield, and then we've got the infield and the high home, but or in the battery one. But today we might just be running with 2. There's so much heat going on that.
Watch out, Martinez nearly takes one up and in.
Talk about heat. One coming right at his face there. But, yeah, there's so much heat right here in the stadium and today that some of these cameras are kind of frying up a little bit, so we're going to do our best to maintain a decent broadcast today.
Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have enough umbrellas to cover up every single camera, so some of them are getting cooked, and it's starting to affect the broadcast a little bit.
But we'll do our best. We shall do our best, and hopefully you can still hear our voices, so that'll be like, be frozen screen and just go back to the radio days.
Exactly. Martinez flips it foul over our heads, and it's 1-1.
One of these days I want one to come right in through this window, and I want to catch it.
You want one? Okay.
I do. I really do.
You got to catch it.
Well, I hope I won't drop it. I probably
Call you Butterfingers for the rest of the summer.
I'd then hit you with the dropped ball.
Foyer takes out for a second, pull to the right side, and through for a base hit. Hit and run to perfection. Foyer on his way to third. And that thing was coming at Isaac's face, but he swung at it because it's the hit and run, and it worked.
You could say that again. That was the prime example of a hit and run. It's exactly what you are taught. The thing was probably going to hit him.
He's even laughing down at that there at first, knowing that that thing had a chance of giving him a free base, but instead it moves Foyer 90 feet away from home plate. Here's Lucas Torelli. Takes a ball outside. Was named to the Lone Star Conference first team. Was also named to the All-Conference defensive team as an outfielder this last spring. And is currently, I believe, on a 19-game on-base streak. Martinez swipes second with no throw. Yes, he is. Double check. Okay, no, he's still on an 18-game on-base streak. He didn't play last night in the field. He pitched. But is currently on an 18-game on-base streak and on a 13-game hit streak. He hasn't gotten on base in one game this season. Think about that. In every game, in almost every single game he's played, he's gotten on base except for one. Him and Aaron Niels would be great with the Oakland Athletics back in 2006, 7. I can't remember. We did research on it, but I forgot already.
Yeah, Niels is he going on 18 now? 17 games?
17, I believe.
Games?
Yep. 3-1 on Torelli. Takes a strike on the outside corner.
Torelli's been phenomenal for the squat, shouting center and left, right, wherever we really have needed him to be. He's been there for us.
And on the mound.
He closed out last night's game pretty handily.
Full count, nobody on. 2 runners in scoring position, and Torelli hangs in with a foul ball. Yeah, last night he pitched the 9th inning and faced the minimum and struck out 2.
2 strikeouts and just 3 batters. Not a bad average.
Not at all. Another full count on Torelli. Is inside for ball 4. Good stop by Santiago to keep Foyer at third, but now the bases are loaded for Owen Michelson. Now, I didn't realize until today, which is 100% my fault, that UNC Asheville is actually a mid-major Division I program in the Big South Conference.
Big South.
Big South.
You research who else is in that conference?
No, I probably should have.
I was going to guess a couple if you gave me mascots. I've always liked guessing with mascots, but I will I'll pull up that division here in a second, and we'll let you guys know. You said the Big South, right?
Yeah, they just they named, I believe it was one of their assistant coaches to be their interim head coach for this next season, and Michelson was posting about it, and I was like, oh, they're in the Big South Conference. Look at that. Line to left field for a base hit. Foyer comes in to score. Martinez around third. He'll come in to score. And it's a 2-run single for Owen Michelson.
Michelson having himself a solid game so far. As we talked about, one put out from behind the plate. It seems inevitable every game. And then another 2 RBI single right there, bringing Kyle Finn to the plate now.
Not a bad guy to have follow you up after a big base hit.
Especially with no outs.
That's going to draw the coach out of the dugout to talk things over with Walters. Hold on, you go ahead. I gotta find the guy that I was going to talk about.
It's an interesting game today because it's the rescheduled fireworks night from the July 5th game, but obviously if the Squatch do end up hanging 10 on the Bison, we'd have to wait because normally we're expecting a 9-inning game, but last time it happened to us during the fireworks night, we finished in 7 and then had to wait a little while for fireworks, which wasn't too bad, but obviously waiting game for some of the fans as well. AJ, that conference, you've got USC Upstate, High Point, Charleston Southern, Radford, Winthrop, Presbyterian, Longwood, UNC Asheville, and Gardner-Webb.
Those are some pretty good baseball schools in there.
Right. Presbyterian, we also wrestled women's wrestling.
Yes.
A couple years ago for those Trailblazer duels. But, yeah, you're right. USC Upstate's got some good programs there. AJ's doing some stretches against the wall. He's training for the Chicago Marathon coming up here. Is that October? Is that what it is?
Yep, early October.
Early October.
Gotta be ready for it even when you're on the job.
You're going to see him be the first finisher.
Oh, boy, I wouldn't say that.
I've always thought it'd be so funny to just come out of the gates pumping and run the first mile in like 5 minutes and just be on TV for like 30 seconds.
See, me and my friends did that at a massive like Nike Invitational, and I think it was actually in South Dakota.
Was it?
Ground ball hugging the third base line. It'll stay fair. Torelli's around third. Michelson is into third, and Kyle Finn has an RBI single. The train continues to chug here in Spearfish, and the Squatch take a 5-0 lead.
So you were saying you were at Nike something?
Yeah, so our team, my high school cross-country team, we would do it every year after the season was over. We'd go out to South Dakota as a team and run it. And normally, because we knew we probably weren't going to be able to compete, we would not take it very seriously.
Yeah.
So my senior year, me and my 2 high school best friends, they're going to call a balk here. So Finn's going to take second, and Michelson's going to go home, and that pitch is not going to count. So a balk is called. And the Squatch will take that, make it 6-0.
We didn't see a balk for the first couple of weeks, and now we've seen, I think, 3 in the last couple of games.
They were just holding up on us, just waiting to use them all in the same week. Ground ball off the pitcher and into center field. Finn's around third. The ball is bobbled in center, and an RBI single for Jordan Bowman, and the Squatch extend their lead to 7.
They keep hitting like this game will be over in 7, and, theoretically it'll actually be over in about 2 more innings. They keep hitting like this.
So now that brings up Phoenix Brandt, who had a single his first time up that just bounced over the first baseman Remy Hart's glove. But as I was saying, see if I can get all the way through it. Nope, can't. Chopper to third. Koka picks it up and gets Brandt by half a step.
Nope, can't. That was great.
That'll be out number 1.
Out number 1 in an inning where they've put 5 on the Bison, 2 in the first inning, 7-0 with 2 outs left to go here in just the second inning.
Here's Carson Rather with Bowman in scoring position. So when my senior year, me and my 2 high school best friends, Will Bowmaster and Matt Caines,
Yep.
we decided to sprint out of the gates.
Yeah.
And we actually went back and watched the live stream of it because, of course, Nike was live streaming the event.
Right.
And the broadcasters were saying, we've got some guys that looked to be pretty fast, coming out the gates pretty quick.
That's so funny.
So we were on the live stream for a good, I would say, 15 seconds. And then we got gassed and finished the race in dead last.
That's hilarious.
As a group, though, we all finished together as a group,
Hey,
and that's what we wanted.
That's all that matters, right? That's all that matters.
So
That's
it was.
funny.
It's a good and fun tradition. I think they actually try now. There was no way we were trying with me and my friends out there. We're gonna go out there and have a good time.
Good. Why not?
Ooh, Rather takes strike 3, but that pitch looked a little inside.
Yeah, that was definitely a little inside. You can see that on the camera we switched to. Finally got that one up and running for a little bit. Still some lag with it, but for the most part, that ball probably was a bit questionable through Rather's eyes.
And it looked like it might have caught some dirt as well. And Rather not catching tonight, so a couple of words for home plate umpire Nathan Montgomery as he went back to the dugout.
That's always funny, right? If you're a catcher and you're not going to be behind the plate, you could speak your mind for a split second. You don't want to get too antsy about it, but you're not going to be squatting there and asking for calls later on.
Especially since Montgomery has umpired a lot of games. I'm sure Rather and him have had their fair share of moments behind home plate.
Right.
So it's not like they're complete strangers, but it definitely helps when you don't have to be back there for every single pitch in one half of an inning. Kiefer's behind 0-2. Ground ball to the third baseman, backhanded by Koka. Fires across the diamond in time. But the Squatch hang 5, and they take a 7-0 lead. Huge offensive outburst by the Squatch in the second. The Bison will have some work to do when we come back in the third.
My name is Leighton Schnell, and I'm majoring in biology and getting a minor in chemistry on a pre-dental track. It's a great community. Everybody has your back. You will gain so many more opportunities than you even thought possible. Being a part of BH in a small community, you have more ties and connections with students and advisors. Being able to have those gives you a path.
Remy Hart to lead off the top of the third in a 7-0 ball game. First pitch from Chambers. Lined left side and into the Bison bullpen. Watch out down there. They weren't looking for it as it hammered against the wood back there. Oh, and 1 on Hart. Tanks outside and evens the count. Hart yesterday at the plate against the Sasquatch was 1 for 5 with 4 punch-outs. Tap foul, and Chambers is once again ahead in the count with 2 strikes. And now joining us in the press box is Mr. Chase Scott. Chase, how you doing today?
Doing good, AJ. How are you?
It's a little hot for my liking.
A little hot and humid.
I don't really know how you guys are wearing long pants and a black jersey.
You know, we got the dugout. Keeps us cool a little bit more. Plus, there's a nice breeze out there.
Is there a breeze out there now?
There is a nice breeze.
Okay, I was going to say there's not much of a breeze in here. The only breeze is coming from that fan in front of us.
Yeah, there's a nice little breeze keeping us cool, which helps too.
Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. And make that Chambers' 4th strikeout. That'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Talon Field. And Chase, you played against these guys yesterday.
I did.
Pretty good day, 1 for 4, picked up an RBI. What was it? What can you tell us about this other team?
It's kind of, again, going back to, like, the Plainsmen. They're a little bit better. Kind of scrappy team. They swing it a little bit better. Arms aren't great. But, yeah, they swing and they get guys on base, which helps them compete.
There's a strike on Talon Field, who yesterday went 0 for 4. Rin has been great so far through now 2 1/3 with 4 strikeouts. And he's once again in a 2-strike count. Rin came in about a week late, but for the most part, it's been here the whole summer. How's it been getting to know him as a baseball player, but also a guy off the field?
Rin's awesome. I love him. He's
oh boy. Kiefer's throw is airmailed. Runner takes off for second. Martinez is back there to back him up. And it looks like Talon Field will be content with staying on first.
Rin's awesome. He goes out there and competes on the field as a baseball player. He becomes a different type of confident once he steps on the mound, or no one can beat him. He's better than everybody on the field, which is it's great to watch. And he does a great job of picking up his players, especially defensively when mistakes happen. He doesn't let it shake him. He knows he's going to go get the next guy, and that his guys are going to go pick him up when they need to also.
He's coming off easily his best start of the season. That was against the Plainsmen last week, where he went 5 1/3 and had 8 strikeouts. Both of those were season highs. I mean, that's got to do worlds of confidence, not just for him on the mound, but for you guys on the field and at the plate.
Oh, 100%. I mean, our whole pitching staff has been lights out, but when Rin steps on the mound the past couple days, it makes it so much easier as an offense. You don't got to feel like you got to put up 8 or 9 runs in the game. You're go score 3 or 4, and you're confident that he's going to keep them below that, which is great.
Brett Rogers flies out to center. And I'll bring up Sam Benz. Now we've got to bring up Ben Zobrist yesterday.
Yeah.
Obviously a really fun day having him at the ballpark.
It was awesome.
And I know that you got a chance to talk with him a little bit.
Yep.
What was that conversation like with the former MVP?
It was awesome. That's one of the conversations you never really expect to happen. He came in and talked to us before we all started playing as a team, and I got to sit down with him just one-on-one and talk. We talked for about 25, 30 minutes, and just kind of about our religious beliefs and how we could apply it to the game, and just mental stuff too, and how to approach the mental aspect of the game, and how to deal with the highs and lows, and how not to let the highs be too high and the lows be too low.
And that was something he was really open about yesterday, talking about mental health, and obviously that's what he's working on now with the Chicago Cubs organization, being more of someone who, of course, played the game, but also went through some of those struggles as a player. So he's been giving some insight to the Chicago Cubs organization on the mental health side, and it just felt like yesterday he was really open to anyone and everyone about talking about that subject.
Yeah, he was. And, again, he was a great guy. I mean, you don't see too many people of that stature be the way he was. I mean, super humble, down to earth, and it was a genuine conversations. It wasn't like wasn't forced in any aspects, and telling us we could talk to him about mental health and stuff like that too. It was awesome to hear and learn from him.
The 2-out walk puts 2 on for Jaden Santiago, who walked his first time up. Now, obviously, you weren't on the field for this play I'm about to ask you about, but you were in the dugout. The hit and run last inning, I think it was, or the first inning with Isaac Martinez when Foyer took off. I'm assuming that is something that is either practiced or at least talked about beforehand.
We kind of have our signs. We don't necessarily have a hit and run sign. We like putting guys in motion when we think they're going to get the fastball. Isaac, great job just hitting to the right side of the field and getting him over. And Ben stealing opens up a hole, which Isaac put it through. Just good baseball, He going to bunt to first, kind of moves everybody around too, brings the first baseman in, expecting it. Just good overall baseball.
0-2 on the beer batter is outside. Now, the ball that Isaac ended up hitting looked like it was going to hit him in the face.
Yeah, it's baseball. I mean, it's kind of when you get people out of position and out of their comfort zone with running and bunting and all that stuff, it makes it harder for them to be in rhythm, and I think that's kind of what happened there.
Have you ever had to play defense at the plate when there's a ball coming at you and you just take a hack at it?
Kind of every so often you have a defense swing where you're just kind of you don't even want to swing in, but you do it to just kind of protect yourself. And, it worked out for Isaac right there, and it was a good swing, so good hands.
Really good swing. Runners take off. Throw down to third. Not in time. The runner on first stayed put, but Talon Field is able to swipe third. Not easy to do against the guy behind the dish, Owen Michelson.
No, Owen's been great. I mean, he had the one leg kind of throw to second today to get the guy at second. It was a great throw. It's also awesome as a pitcher knowing that your catcher is going to hose anybody who steals.
Comes set with the full count. Runner takes off for second. Did he go around? No, he did not. That will load up the bases. Couple of free walks issued by Chambers. And now the Bison have some two-out traction in the third. Here's Cole Barta, who struck out his first time up. Kiefer up near the grass at third, and Michelson's going to stroll out the mound to talk through the situation. Now, Chase, I'm going to ask you about this situation. Bases loaded, two down. Of course, ideally you get the strikeout.
Yep.
But what's the conversation on the mound in this spot?
Just kind of your stuff's better, right? They're not going to hit you hard. Go compete. Go throw it at them. Let them hit the ball. Don't try to do too much. Stay within yourself. And just kind of relax. Don't let the situation be bigger than it is. We're up by 7. So what if they get 1 or 2 runs across? Doesn't change the game at all. Just kind of let him go hit the ball. Trust your stuff.
5 runs by the Squatch in the bottom of the second. The bats are humming so far through 2. First pitch to Barta, lined up the middle for a base hit. 1 run comes in to score. Here comes Benz from second. And that'll be a 2-run single for Cole Barta.
You can't be upset about that. I mean, you gave a pitch, he hit it, and it's a good comeback. I'd rather that than walks.
Here's Louis Coca. Another great crowd here at Black Hills Energy Stadium on this Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, the crowd's been awesome the past probably week of games. I mean, it's awesome showing up to 400 or 500 people a night, plus more. They're great. Support is great. They're awesome to have.
Well, the July 5th game, we had 920 people at the stands. Unfortunately, that's when the monsoon decided to come through and rip up the field, but it was really cool when it lasted.
Yeah, it's awesome playing in front of a crowd like that.
Obviously, a makeup fireworks night tonight.
Yeah.
It's always fun when you have fireworks at a baseball
100%.
game.
I mean, firework guy does a great job, too. I mean, they're awesome. They're fun, and the crowd gets into it, too.
Get to hang out on the field. Where's your go-to fireworks spot here in Black Hills?
Just kind of right field, go out there, sit in the grass, and just go hang out there with the guys. I mean, it's a great time.
It's a good spot. Really good spot. Do you prefer shallow, deep, middle?
Kind of like on the line. I kind of like sitting on the line a little bit.
We got to know the exact blade of grass you're sitting on.
Yeah, okay. I like being like 15 feet in the grass, step behind the line. So it's a great spot.
Rin Chambers picks up another strikeout, but the Bison do get 2 back. So if you haven't made it out of the ball game yet, you'll know exactly where Chase Scott is sitting for fireworks after the game. 7-2 the score, bottom of the third when we come back. Taking over on the mound for the Bison is Sam Benz. Comes in from right field to pitch the bottom of the third. First pitch to Ben Foyer is upstairs. So River Walters' night is done. He allowed the 7 runs on 7 hits. Foyer swings and misses. So now the question is, who's in right field? We can't really get a number.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see with the yellow and white. Not the easiest numbers to see.
Especially with the sun already on our eyes. Now you're asking us to strain and look all the way out there. I don't know. We might have to send somebody down there to relay up the number.
Might be time to invest some binoculars for up here.
True. I don't know why we haven't done that yet. That's a good idea. Foyer takes inside for ball 4. Here is Isaac Martinez, who had the hit and run last time up. Was able to slap a base hit through the right side on a pitch that looked like it was going to hit him in the face. And the first pitch almost did. He had to bend out of the way and ran halfway up the first baseline.
Yeah, it's scary, especially after Sam got hit in the face a couple days ago. I mean, it's
flip to left field, in comes Hall, and he makes the catch. We're pretty sure it's still Gannon Hall out there with all the movement now. We can't quite tell if Hall might have moved to right and then someone else is in at left, but It's really hard to see the numbers, so for right now, we're just going to say that's Gannon Hall. Here is Lucas Torelli. He pitched last night, the 9th inning, faced the minimum.
Mm-hmm. You know, he looked good last night, chucking pretty hard, and curveball looked nice and sharp, and so did his slider. No, Luke's just good all the way around. He could run, he could throw.
Foyer takes out for second, and he's underneath the tag. So now Torelli has a runner in scoring position. Big leadoff second for Ben.
No, I haven't had a chance to look at the interview with Zobrist yet with you guys, so how'd that conversation go?
It was a blast, man. I mean, very similar to what you said, how open he was about everything. It's exactly how he was up here, too. We start off talking about his new role with the Cubs and mental health. Had a really fun conversation about that, but then also got into his playing career and how it all got started.
Yeah.
Going to that random tryout, how he was able to fight his way through. And the biggest question that I asked him, watch out, Torelli, nearly takes one to the face. Puts 2 on for Owen Michelson. But the biggest question that we asked was, you have all those roadblocks, right? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times when you have that many roadblocks, it doesn't look like things are going to work out.
Yeah.
In your head, and other people are probably saying, time to join the real world. Mm-hmm. Time to go get a real job. So we asked him, why didn't you? Go check it out to find out. Go to my YouTube page.
I like to think some of that, talking with him, too. A lot of it sounds like a God thing, especially from him, just kind of, especially him diving deep into it and preaching how he does about, again, just being how open he is. Not many pro athletes are like that, so it's awesome to see.
Michelson lifts it over the shortstop's head for a base hit. Foyer's around third. He will score standing, and Michelson has another RBI single. He just continues to swing a hot bat. All right, we just got to relay it up here. It is number 18 in right field, so that's Cole Barta, who was the designated hitter, but he moves to right field as Sam Benz is now pitching. So we got that all figured out. So it was Gannon Hall in left, too.
So I'm pretty sure they'll just throw position players the rest of the game then, with them losing the DH spot. Probably just going to keep the 9-man lineup and throw position players.
Kyle Finn in an 0-1 count. Hack and a miss. So you've had to face some position guys this summer. What's the mentality going to the plate when you know you've got a guy that's not throwing as hard?
I mean, it's just kind of stay within yourself, right? Don't try to do too much, because that's when you get the pop-ups and weak contact.
Backhanded by the third baseman, steps on the bag. The throw across the diamond. Not in time. Finn beats it out. It'll be a fielder's choice on Louis Coca.
Yeah, it's just kind of staying within yourself. Don't try to muscle anything up. It's hard. It's hard seeing especially going from Casper, whose lefty was probably 88 to 92, than seeing 74 to 76. It's a huge difference, and it's kind of hard to adjust. But the good hitters can.
It's just it's also just interesting, the looping.
Yeah.
It looks like a cupcake pitch.
Yeah, very.
And then all of a sudden you're out in front of it like it's a slow pitch softball game.
Yeah, it's hard to stay back and stuff like that. It's hard not to be early. And too much thinking happens most of the time too. You see the ball for so long, it's starts swinging at bad pitches and stuff like that, and not taking your walks.
High fly ball to left. Hall underneath it. Makes the catch. But the Squatch do tack on one more after the Owen Michelson RBI single, and Spearfish lead it 8-2. We'll see if we can keep Sam Benz in the ball game, because he seems to have a little bit more of a lively fastball than looping Eufus pitch.
Yep, it's nice watching that instead of the loop kind of airmail stuff.
8-2, top of the fourth right after this.
So surprising. So untamed. So much historical fame. So much to see, hear, smell, taste, enjoy. So pack your bags. Hit the road. Strike gold. Deadwood is waiting. There's so much South Dakota, so little time.
Eight to 2, leading off the top of the fourth. It's Gannon Hall. Rin Chambers wasting no time, but he misses away. Now, Rin likes to move at a pretty quick pace. We've noticed that.
Yes, very much. He finds his rhythm and he wants to stick to it, right? And that's usually when pitchers pitch best is they get into their rhythm and they stick with it. They do what feels good, not a lot of thinking. They just want to get the ball and go.
So when you pitched, were you more of a guy that took your time, or did you like to move pretty quick?
I like to move pretty quick. I don't like giving hitters a lot of time to think or adjust, especially like that. When you get the ball and go, hitters kind of feel rushed. And the game seems to speed up for them a tiny bit, which makes it easier as a pitcher to throw.
It's a 4-pitch walk to lead off the fourth. Gannon Hall's aboard, brings up Curtis Lindsay. 0 for 1 today. He struck out his first time up. So when you're at the plate and someone's trying to rush you, what do you do to combat it?
It's kind of harder now with the 3 timeouts per game. But you could, step out, adjust your batting gloves, tell the umpire you have something in your eye. And especially in college ball with the pitch clock and stuff like that, that you have the full 12 seconds to get in the box until you make eye contact. So you just kind of step in, take your time, don't look at the guy, and just kind of throw his timing off the best you can, whether that be fouling a ball off and taking a couple extra steps or practice swing. Just stuff like that, keeping your head down, brushing off the plate. Again, I got sweat in my eyes, I need time.
The smaller things that, when players do it, you're like, oh, man, hopefully his eye's okay. Just trying to take some extra time.
Yeah, I mean, usually it's your eye's fine. You're just trying to buy a little extra couple seconds to, clear your mind maybe or, figure out a better approach, change your approach and adjust.
It's like in football. Hey, stay down, stay down.
Yep, exactly.
I know you're not injured, but just stay down. Popped up, shallow center, Foyer out there, and he makes the play. Brings up the first baseman, Remy Hart. Had a backwards K, his first at-bat an inning ago. And Curtis Lindsay a little frustrated after getting underneath that last pitch.
I like to see Ren just come in and challenge. He's had one hard hit ball, but everything else besides that's been weak contact, strikeouts with this stuff. His stuff's more than good enough to get these guys out on its own.
Now, just even a few weeks ago, he was struggling, especially in his start before his last down in Fremont. He just threw 1 inning and had allowed 7 runs on 5 walks and a couple of hits. But he made 3 appearances out of the bullpen and then comes back out and fires an absolute gem in a starting position. Was there anything that goes on when you're going through that slump and all of a sudden you're moved to the bullpen?
I think a lot of it's been just trying to off the foul pole, and Kiefer caught it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of it's just building confidence, right? Not going out there for long innings so you don't your stamina's still there and you don't get tired fast. And just using those couple bullpen showings to build your confidence, right? And we saw it last outing when he came out and just shoved, a different type of confidence from Ren, trusting in his stuff and just being like him, being himself, and it's great to see from him.
Well, make that his 6th strikeout. He's 2 away from matching his season high, and we're in the 4th inning. Hoping he can continue to eat up these innings and these outs. He misses outside on Talon Field, who reached on an error his first time up, then came in to score.
Oh.
And Chambers falls over after the pitch. Right there, is he just coming through too much? Or
I'm not sure on that one. It looks like he just kind of slipped, just trying to overdo it maybe a tiny bit.
Trying to throw really hard.
Yeah, which he does. It does look like I could see it from here, a pretty big hole right where he lands on the mound. So he probably just caught the edge of it.
Got to get the ops guys out there.
Yep, we do.
Go clean up the mound. Well, it looks like Luke might already be on it. He's not up here anymore.
Yeah, you can see his front foot, his plant foot kind of moving around each throw, not landing too clean.
Fires a strike. Here's the 3-1. Popped up to center. Torelli builds the tent, makes the play. And that will be the 4th. A base runner, but no dice for the Bison as they trail the Sasquatch 8-2. They'll be coming to the plate right after this.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance. We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
Phoenix Brant to lead off the bottom of the fourth in an 8-2 ball game. Now, Ren Chambers is throwing an absolute gem through 4 innings. He's allowed 1 hit, 2 runs. None of them have been earned. Does have 5 walks, but has combated that with 6 strikeouts. Ooh, boy, Phoenix Brant takes one part of the numbers, and he'll have a free base. The Squatch have had their fair share of free bases as well and have capitalized with some timely swings. Here's Carson Rather, who singled his first time up but struck out looking his last time on a pitch that looked like it might have caught a piece of the dirt, but it was called a strike anyway. That one was not. Now joining us up in the press box, Cooper Smith. Coop, it's a hot one today, and it's been tough to stay cool, but the Squatch have stayed. They've been cooled off in the dugout, trying to stay cool down there, but they've stayed scorching hot on the field.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot one out here today. Tomorrow's going to be even worse. So
Don't tell me that.
Looking forward to that coming up tomorrow. But good night here, casino night at the ballpark. I was the dealer of blackjack earlier tonight. Fun game.
Who won?
I hit on 19, because it's a bad look if I win.
I mean, I guess, but don't you take their money then? Then it's more money for the Squatch?
No money on the table. No money. I tried to play some underground bets, but no one was taken.
Shame. We don't have any true gamblers out here on casino night.
Also, evidently, gambling's illegal here in South Dakota unless you have a permit, so you can't just gamble at public events, unfortunately.
Really?
Yeah. Fun fact. Learned that from Eric last night.
Good to know. Brings up Wilson Kiefer after back-to-back free bases. Still the right fielder on the mound as this one sneaks by Santiago. Both runners advance. Sam Benz came in to pitch last inning from right field, and that moved the designated hitter Cole Barta to right.
Always very interesting with these games when not a huge roster, not a lot of guys traveling with them during this road trip. So always interested to see how the pitching thins out throughout the series.
Kiefer takes upstairs for ball 3. Four straight. Nope. Okay, yeah, I thought that was ball 4. Wasn't 100% sure. But now that's 3 straight free bases. That'll bring up Ben Foyer with the bases juiced and nobody out.
Yeah, bases loaded here, nobody out. Looking to put up a crooked number this inning. Hopefully work on getting out of here in 7. Don't extend this game longer than needs to be. No need to burn more arms.
Here's a question for you, Coop. Do we want to get out of here in 7? Because we have to wait for the sun to go down for fireworks anyway.
Well, I think even if we do get out of here in 7, I think more than anything it benefits the team. Save some arms, final 2 games of the series, especially we have a small little break coming up after these next 2 games of the series. So, save the next 2 arms so everyone can come out and deal the next 2 days and hopefully do the same thing over the next 2 days.
Well, it's going to be weird after this series with Bison because the next game will be an exhibition game against Post 164, the Legion team out here in Spearfish. And then for the first time in over a month, the team will be on the road. They'll be at Casper.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be an issue, and we'll be there
for
that series. Should be a fun time down in Casper. Their interns were up here. So going to repay them the same favor that they gave us. Split the series here. I believe that's a longer one. I believe that's a 4 game.
I'll have to double check.
But yeah, it should be a fun time. But yeah, I heard about that exhibition game. If y'all don't plan on coming out, the legend himself, Ryan Bachman, is going to be dealing on the mound that night.
It'll be Bachman, Gonzo, the third base coach, and then the pitching coach, Octavio Sanchez. They'll be taking the mound against the Squatch, seeing if the coaches can beat the Sasquatch. But then, of course, and then on the other side, I believe Post 164's guys will be pitching against their offense. So it should be a fun day at the ballpark, allowing the Spearfish Legion team to battle the local collegiate woodbat team.
Interested to see what the turnout is for that night. Lots of fans usually show up to the post games. So if you mix their fans with our fans, should be a good crowd that night.
Foyer flips one to right field for a base hit. One run comes in to score. And the line keeps on moving here in the fourth.
Nothing wrong with playing a little station-to-station baseball.
Brandt comes in to score. Rather moves to third. And Kiefer moves to second. That'll bring up Isaac Martinez. And his first at-bat, he slapped a single to right field that looked like a pitch that was going to hit him in the helmet.
Yeah, I was watching that one from down there. Definitely an interesting at-bat. Almost got hit there again. Also, the first pitch of that last at-bat almost got hit in the head as well. So, interesting. Interesting at-bat for sure.
We talked about it. It was probably a hit and run on with Foyer's wheels, and Martinez has some pretty good bat-to-ball skills and has wheels himself. So trying to just cause confusion on the base paths, get everybody moving, and that's what Chase Scott said as well when we asked him about it. They like to put guys in motion. Now, they're not a sold-out small ball team like, for example, the Sodbusters, but with how versatile this lineup can be, they can play some small ball if they need to.
Absolutely. Have multiple guys with wheels and lots of guys with sneaky speed. I think that's a word we've used a lot up here in the booth has been sneaky speed. I think that's one thing that's very underrated about this team is they can just get around the bases.
Lifted to right. It'll be caught. Runner from third tags up. The play at the plate is not in time. Rather comes in to score. Kiefer moves to third, but Foyer has to stay put on the sacrifice fly from Martinez.
Bringing up one of the hottest guys in the lineup.
He has extended his on-base streak to 19 games. He's walked every time he's come up, looking to extend that base hit streak now.
Little lefty-lefty matchup here, but Lucas is not a guy that is going to shy away from that at all.
Can't find the upstairs part of the plate. I mean, we already know how good he has been in this last spring for Eastern New Mexico. Slashed 410, 526 with a 732 slug, and was named Athlete of the Year at Eastern New Mexico. He's going to be phenomenal wherever he ends up going. We mentioned it earlier. He's currently in the transfer portal, has some Division I eligibility left, and is really looking to go to a team that could potentially compete in the College World Series, and I don't see why he wouldn't be a big part of any lineup in college baseball right now.
Yeah, I mean, he has everything you want. He's got the speed, he's got the glove, he's got the arm, and he can swing the bat. So I mean, when you have all those attributes, there's no reason that any college team wouldn't want to have you. I mean, even though we're obviously not the highest level of baseball last year, but if you're hitting over 400 at any level, you're good at the game.
Well, that'll be his fourth walk of the night, as they just do not want to pitch to him.
That on-base average just keeps climbing.
It was 531 coming into this ball game. I'll be interested to see how far it climbs after tonight. That'll bring up Owen Michelson with the bases loaded and one gone. Michelson this last spring at UNC Asheville hit .277 with 6 doubles and 1 triple, and has been having a great summer at the plate. Hit the first home run of the season for the Squatch. That cleared the scoreboard in left. Also has 5 doubles and 18 RBIs. Popped straight up, but it will get out of play. He actually didn't know if he was going to be playing college baseball. He wasn't getting recruited very heavily out of high school. But right before he had to make a decision, the team from just up the road, UNC Asheville, came calling, and he didn't hesitate.
I don't know what you guys know about Asheville, but it's a great place. Great scenery, lovely people, good food. Really good food in Asheville. So,
what's your favorite thing to eat in Asheville?
That's a tough one. They have some great places. Tupelo Honey is a great one. Also, any Indian food that you can eat out there is going to be fantastic as well. But my favorite place is going to be called the Beer Garden.
The Beer Garden.
The Beer Garden. It's like a pub. We went there. Actually watched Lionel Messi win his first ever World Cup there not too long ago.
Line right to the third baseman, Louis Koka, for out number 2.
But yeah, Asheville, an incredible place. I'm sure he's loving it there, especially because he's not too far down the road from home.
That was one of the big draws. I mean, of course, he wanted to continue to play college baseball, and that was one of the few teams that did reach out to see if he wanted to keep playing. But he said he really wanted to stay home no matter where he went to college. And when Asheville came calling, it just seemed like a perfect match. Kyle Finn digs in. He's still got a little bit of eligibility, but he's going to play at Georgia Gwinnett College this upcoming spring. He's bounced around quite a bit. His first year in college, he actually didn't even play baseball. He just studied at San Diego State. Then went and played a year of JUCO at Southwestern Community College before deciding to go back to San Diego State and play club ball, where he absolutely dominated. And figured, well, maybe I should go back to playing some organized college baseball. So went to Barstow Community College and actually played against Saracoso, and that's where he met Justice Scott. Not only did he end up coming out to Spearfish, but also end up signing with Saracoso. Line drive down the left field line. That will score Kiefer. Here comes Foyer around third. Make it another 2 RBI single for Kyle Finn.
Yeah, this has been a great inning from the boys here. The bases on, nobody out. You already have 4 on the board, even with 2 outs, still 2 runners on base. Hot hitter today coming up, Bo. Had a good day so far. So, very well guided inning from the boys today.
4 runs, it's 12-2, and the Squatch have taken a 10-run lead. And they'll have to face Jordan Bowman, who's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles, an RBI, and a run scored. He flew out to left his last time up. And it looks like they're going to keep Sam Benz out there to try and close out this 4th.
It's good to see Bo get going. We're struggling a little bit this season, struggling a lot more as of lately. So it's good to see him get the bat going again. Hopefully he can carry this over throughout the series and on to the next few weeks.
Another Saracoso guy for Justice Scott. Just finished up his 2nd year there this last spring, but will be taking his talents to Cumberland's College this next spring. After 2 phenomenal years at Saracoso. Hit above 300 both years, and this last spring hit .356 with a .402 on base, 57 RBIs, and 8 home runs. You want to talk about sneaky speed? He's got 13 doubles as well. He had 13 doubles in the spring. He has 5 this summer.
I think that first base spot is also a spot that's going to be open coming up on the playoffs.
Ground ball to short. They'll go to second for the final out.
Yeah, but first base is going to be on his spot. They slid Kyle Finn out to left. He's kind of been a shoe-in there when he's in the lineup. So a little bit of a battle on first to see who's going to get it down the stretch between him and Seth.
A lot of really good first basemen on this bench. All of them have pretty good bats. It'll be a competition that we continue to look forward to night in and night out here in Spearfish. But the Squatch take a 10-run lead in the fourth. It's 12-2, top of the fifth when we come back.
I wanna shout out to the world so they know my sweet baby loves me so. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on, and she loves me, yeah, she loves me, and it blows my mind.
Hey, nice play.
Yeah, it blows my mind. She's my lover.
New pitcher for the Spearfish Sasquatch is the 6'1" redshirt junior from Gridley, California, Aiden Bob Brothers. Comes in with a 10.0 ERA and 18 innings of work, has a 206 whip and a 325 opponent batting average. He has 18 strikeouts to 10 walks, and he has continued to get better and better every time he's come out. His last time out was at the beginning of the month against the Zap, where he went an inning and 2/3, just faced 8 batters. Did allow 2 hits and a run, but picked up a strikeout and mitigated damage really well.
I think that's a big thing with this bullpen. You know, you have those guys who can come in at the end of the game and kind of fully close you out with JJ and Jackson. So I think it's just about mitigating how many runs you're giving up in the middle of the game after you pull your starter, just being able to get to those guys down the stretch.
Bob has definitely been one of those guys to eat up middle innings. Tapper, left side of the mound. Bob picks it up, fires across in time.
Another guy was still missing. Looking forward to seeing him back, Hudson Hart. Be fun to have him back. Another D1 arm out in the pin. That'll be good to get back soon.
And he was fantastic when he was out here for a couple of weeks. He had a 1.29 ERA and 14 innings of work, and was at the time competing for the team lead in strikeouts between him and Jackson Peters. He's still sitting at 21. Peters, on the other hand, has ballooned up, I believe, to 36.
Yeah, I've been hearing some chirping about some names that might be coming back for the stretch. Not gonna throw any names out there, but I've been hearing there's some rumors going around for sure.
Be definitely fun to have some of those familiar names from the beginning of the year come back for the playoffs. Roped foul, and Bob's in even count 1-1 with the fellow pitcher Sam Benz.
There's a few very, very important and fun names that might be coming back for the stretch. So
who told you that?
I got a birdie.
Okay. Here's a base hit up the middle. Martinez can't get there, and Sam Benz is aboard.
We'll just say one was a pencil in everyday starter for sure.
All right, I've got some good ideas. Not going to put any bets on it, but
Would be the night.
would be the night to do it.
Casino night.
But I've got an idea of who they could be. We'll let the fans at home ponder. Here's Jaden Santiago, the starting catcher, with a runner on and one down. First pitch is in the dirt. Michelson able to keep it in front. Was it one of the players that told you, or is it Eric? You gonna reveal your source?
Can't ever reveal your source.
Was it source or source says?
It was a few.
Okay, okay.
It was a few sources.
I'll pick your brain when we get off the air. I've got a pretty good idea.
I think you'll get it on the first guess if I had to say so myself.
I think you might have said it on the broadcast too that he was going to try and come back.
I did. So if anyone wants to go pull that for themselves, go find that game.
The 2-0 on Santiago. Breaker just can't miss that inside. Just can't find that inside corner. Bob, this last spring at Oklahoma Wesleyan, made 9 appearances through 16 and a third innings, allowed 22 runs, 14 of them were earned, had 13 walks to 20 strikeouts. And a funny story, actually. He actually was able to connect one of his fellow Sasquatch teammates to his coach at Oklahoma Wesleyan, and he is now going there. Throw down to first, not in time. Bob and J.J. Neal actually become pretty good friends, and J.J., who last year pitched at Emmanuel and got some action, but not a ton. Bob said, hey, come out to Oklahoma Wesleyan. Great time, great coaching staff. You'll get some playing time. So J.J. Neal will be going to Oklahoma Wesleyan next spring, all thanks to the guy who just picked up his first punch out of the night. So Oklahoma Wesleyan starting to become a pipeline to the Spearfish Sasquatch, or vice versa, I guess.
Either way, we actually, at my school, we didn't know this till I got out here about halfway through the season. Have a guy that goes to my school.
Popped up. Martinez underneath it. Makes the play.
I have a guy that goes to my school. Shout out Chance Green. Was a former Sasquatch last year. Very cool guy. Eaten lunch with him a few times.
Really?
At school, yeah. We played in the Sasquatch last year.
And you didn't know that till you got out here?
Didn't know it till about halfway through the season.
Wow. Full circle. 12-2. The Squatch are coming back to the plate looking for some more insurance when we come back.
At Monument Health, we keep going so you can keep going. With advanced orthopedic care, technology, innovations, and treatment. So keep exploring, keep making memories, keep going with Monument Health as your partner. With the area's only ROSA robot, Monument Health offers a more personalized and precise procedure, customized for your anatomy. Get going with Monument Health, your partner for advanced orthopedic care.
All right, we've got some more movement defensively. We don't know exactly who all is where right now, specifically in the outfield. But Remy Hart is now on the mound for Sam Benz, and that moves Curtis Lindsey in from center field to take over at first. And we can't tell whether that is Cole Barta or somebody else in center. Hot shot past the diving Curtis Lindsey, And Phoenix Brant's going to round first hard, but hold up with a leadoff single.
Phoenix is a fun guy to watch.
Really fun.
Swings the bat really well. Throws mid-90s. I mean, at 17 years old, nonetheless.
Unreal. Cannot wait to see where his career takes him. He's going to be attending University of San Diego in the fall alongside Jayton Greer, who unfortunately was only here for a day because of the fractured collarbone. Here's a ground ball through the right side. Brant is digging for third. Throw in will be cut off. Carson Rather with another base hit. How about Brant showing off the wheels? That didn't get very deep into right.
Phoenix showing off a little bit today. Moving around the base as well.
I told him before the game that he's got to try and hose a guy in right, but he hasn't really had the opportunity yet. That'll bring up Wilson Kiefer with runners on the corners and nobody out.
Shout out to our other intern, Callie, who's looking me dead in my eyes right now, trying to focus on the game, and I can't. So if
She's just trying to steal the spotlight right now.
So if I mess up, everyone in the comments can blame Callie.
That one plunks Kiefer on the elbow, and that's a free base.
1 inning too early. 1 inning too early for that. The base is loaded. But it's good to see it's going on for 2 innings in a row. No outs again.
Yeah, there's been a lot of bases loaded situations for the Squatch today. They've hit around twice already. Once in the second, once in the fourth. Here's Ben Foyer with the bases juiced and nobody out. That one misses outside.
Looking down in the bullpen, looking ahead to next inning, it looks like my guess is we're probably going to get JJ for the 6th, and it looks like we might get Jackson for the 7th. So that'll be a fun 1-2 to see out there if that does end up happening. Looking forward to the next 2 innings.
Foyer takes a strike at the knees. Now those two have been the designated closers as well. Be interesting to see if the score holds, if they'll be asked to go more than one, or if they will let JJ go an inning. Oh boy, Foyer gets plunked now. Back-to-back hit by pitches, but that does drive in a run. So Foyer will pick up an RBI.
I know you had Sam up here yesterday. Did he give any time frame?
He did. He said it'd be maximum 5 days. So now today 4 days. All right, so we're getting word that in center field it is Cole Barta. Now we just got to figure out who's in right field, because Cole Barta was in right field for Sam Benz when he came in to pitch. Bison playing chess defensively, moving everybody around. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop gloves it, steps on the bag. The turn is not in time. So Martinez grounds into a fielder's choice. Is able to get Foyer out at second. Rather comes in to score from third, and Kiefer advances 90 feet, puts runners on the corners for Lucas Torelli. Looks like Josh Day moves in at right field, coming off the bench.
Foul ball there from Torelli.
Well, going back to what we were talking about before the action, do you think they would ask JJ or Jackson to go 2 innings? Or are they going to throw the 1-2 punch of JJ in the 6th and then Jackson in the 7th?
I don't know, maybe this lineup, when I saw it today, my first thought is they're going to end it in 7, was my first thought when I heard the lineup today. I was looking at Justice last night after the game. Didn't have the happiest.
High chopper to the second baseman, and Rogers flips to first for out number 2. Kiefer comes in to score from third.
Didn't have the most encouraging body language on him yesterday after the game. I don't know if he was a little upset about how the game turned out and thought they should have played better. But I saw the lineup today. I thought to myself, they're going to go try to end it in 7. So also a lineup I could see maybe down the stretch, maybe for a playoff game, depending on, like we mentioned, who's coming back and whatnot. But I think if you can throw JJ and Jackson in the same game, this might be a little trial run for the playoffs. Because if you can keep them both under a certain amount of pitches in an inning, they can throw as many days as you want them to. So I don't know if that's something that they're going to look to do in the playoffs or not.
Shot to right field. Martinez has wheels, but he'll be asked to hold up at third. Michelson has a base hit.
But I would look to see, maybe this is something we see more down the stretch, especially in that championship series, having them go back-to-back innings just to guarantee a closeout, something like that. So I don't know, maybe we see JJ go too, because his last outing was a little bit rougher. Maybe trying to get him some more confidence, but it does look like Jackson Peters is out there getting loose as well with JJ.
And can you imagine being an offense and you come out for, in this case, unless the score changes drastically the next couple of innings, can you imagine coming out for the 6th or in most cases the 8th to face JJ? Have some struggles, they bring in somebody else, and it's Jackson Peters. Talk about a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, honestly, after hanging around the guys more, I don't know who I would be more scared of, to be honest with you. JJ is a freak. He really is. He's really a freak. Like, he is insane. Like, just some of the things that he does while he's pitching. Like, the other day, he was walking up and down the dugout. Before Phoenix Brant hit his walk-off grand slam, he was walking up and down the dugout because they had 2 mound visits in that inning. And every time he was pacing down the dugout, just yelling, they're icing me. And nothing else, but just running up and down the dugout, yelling, they're icing me. He would terrify me on the mound. But then it's also the Grim Reaper, Jackson Peters. So I don't really know if I would want to hit off either one of those guys, to be honest with you.
Well, I've been talking to JJ a lot more the last couple of days. And one of the first things he told me when I walked up to him yesterday, he said, yeah, when I go out there and pitch, I just black out. I don't know what's going on. I just go out there and throw as hard as I can. And he says normally when he comes off, he remembers walking out to the mound, and then he'll wake up in the dugout. And facing a guy like that who is just willing to go out there and throw as hard as he can, it's scary.
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at him right now, and even in a game that is 15-2, he looks like he's going out here to not throw a single ball. He looks like he's going out here to throw every single strike.
The defense hasn't even left the field for the Bison, and J.J. Neal already has the ball and is on the mound. He will be asked to shut down the 6th. The Squatch tack on 3 more. It's 15-2. Here comes the wild thing, J.J. Neal, when we come back. 15-2 the score here in Spearfish. The Sasquatch are up big on the Bison, but plenty of other games going on around the league. Let's go around the league with Luke Layden.
I wouldn't say plenty. There's only one game going on right now.
Well,
but it's the Spuds and Fremont move. Top 6, Spuds are winning that 5-2. And then obviously the Sasquatch, blowing out the Bison baseball 15-2 right now. It's been a great game.
Well, we've got looks like we might get a 1-2 punch here, Luke, with J.J. Neal and Jackson Peters, because Jackson's still up moving around in the bullpen. I know we just had Coop asking about that. But what do you think about a potential 1-2 punch of J.J. Neal and Jackson Peters?
I mean, J.J.'s a great guy. He's a great energy guy. If stuff's not really going on hitting-wise, he's a guy to come in and really bring up the energy, and especially get that 1-2-3 punch. And, Jackson Peters, he's just a shutdown machine. Hasn't given up a run in, 20-plus innings, I think?
Something like that. It's pretty crazy.
It's a crazy statistic. But, and also we got guys like Hudson Hart coming back, hopefully, and he's been a great bullpen guy for us. I mean, that deep setup and closer for us has been awesome.
Awesome. Well, we hope that these next couple of innings go as smoothly as they can, because we've got two of the best closers in the league on the mound. All right, thanks for your time, Luke.
Thank you.
That was Around the League with Luke Layden, plus his thoughts on the closers that look to be sharing these last two innings. JJ is in a even 2-2. Nope, it's a full count.
Yes. You just missed that one there at the end there, 3-2.
Full count. And he pulls it. It'll be ball 4 on the leadoff hitter, Louis Coca. That'll bring up Gannon Hall. And we just talked about JJ earlier, about how he is hit the transfer portal and is headed to Oklahoma Wesleyan after a year at Emmanuel. Hack and a miss, and quickly head 0-1. And I asked about his fastball specifically the other day. So what can you touch with that fastball? He said 95. Not easy to hit with a wood bat. Or with any bat.
Or with any bat.
A senior from Las Vegas, Nevada, standing at 6'3". Said he was pretty frustrated with how things went at Emmanuel this last season. Didn't have a whole lot of confidence from his pitching staff. Wanted a change of scenery. This one's just behind the glove of Kiefer. That's a hard ground ball to left. And 2 on quickly for the Bison. But he said he was pretty frustrated with how things went at Emmanuel. His pitching staff didn't have a whole lot of trust in him, which made it difficult for him to go out there and pitch. So he was looking for a change of scenery. And Aiden Bob brothers and Aiden Knowles both attend Oklahoma Wesleyan. And they said, hey, if you want a chance to pitch and to have a really supportive pitching staff, let's get you out to Oklahoma Wesleyan. And I asked JJ, was it because of those two guys that you even got in contact? And he said, well, at the beginning, before he decided to go to Emmanuel, Oklahoma Wesleyan was recruiting him, but he had already signed with Emmanuel. So once he entered the transfer portal again, it felt like a perfect match, because he was going to go and have some bullpen buddies down there when he got there. Had only heard good things from Bob and Knowles, so it was pretty quick that he wanted to sign the papers.
Yeah.
Quickly ahead 0-2 on Curtis Lindsey, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out. Love to see JJ put together a nice outing here. His last two have been shanky. He's given up 3 earned runs. 4 of them. He's given him 4 runs, and 3 of them were earned over his last 2 outings. He pitched a 3rd inning against the Plainsmen at the end of June, where he allowed 2 hits and 3 earned runs. Also had a couple of walks. Against the Casper Spuds, went 2/3 of an inning. A cleaner outing, faced 5, but did allow 1 hit and 1 unearned run. Lindsey takes low.
One of the biggest things JJ struggled with that one game that towards the end that they gave a bunch of runs was honestly the walks towards the end.
Full count. And another free base. And that's starting, well, that's beginning to be what we're seeing now. A couple of walks and a base hit, and that'll load up the bases for Remy Hart with nobody out. And quickly, Justice Scott's going to come out to the mound. He's asking the infield to stay back. This is probably going to be a pretty quick conversation.
Yeah, it's not a close game. It's 15-2. But obviously, a couple runs here would.
JJ's pretty emphatic about wanting to stay out there.
Oh, yeah, you can see his head shaking faster than a gerbil on some electrolyte water in his cage.
You ever seen one of those?
Not yet. Dream list, bucket list.
Really?
I don't know.
On
I don't know. That
electrolytes?
just popped out of my mouth. Don't even question it.
I know. I need to stop. I just need to let you go.
Sometimes I just say things, and I'm just like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And Michelson sprints back to home plate.
Yeah, I think it's because JJ's saying, hey, I just want to go. Just let me go.
You could tell he wants to go. He's shaking his limbs. Like some analogy. I'll come up with it in a little bit.
I was going to say.
I was going to see if you had one.
Shaking his arm like the leaves in the wind. I don't know. It's not as good as what you come up with.
The thing is, what I come up with makes no sense.
Well,
it does make sense.
It does.
But you're like, why was that?
Why is that what popped in your head?
Why was that what popped in your head?
See, my head went to, leaves move a lot in the wind.
Sure.
It's a little windy.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
I can't come up with gerbil on electrolytes.
No. I love it. I think shaking the arms a lot looks like one of those guys at like one of those car wash shops. That little flimsy guy with the wind.
Okay. I see where you're coming from.
Yep. I like that guy. 2-2 count coming up here for JJ. But, yeah, he's not super happy when he walks guys. Nobody is. Pardon me, it's 3-1. I am seeing things today.
Line drive through the left side for a base hit. One run comes in to score. They're going to wave in another. The throw in from left is in time to get him. Great relay from Kyle Finn to Wilson Kiefer to Owen Michelson.
You can see the Bison third base coach right there tap his chest and say, hey, that's on me. I shouldn't have tested that arm. Nobody really wants to test the arm of Kyle Finn left field, but that's just one of those mistakes where, one bad throw from Kyle Finn, and so be it, you get another run home, but obviously Kyle Finn put that one on the money to Kiefer, and Kiefer just relayed it super fast right there. Good job from those cutoff men.
Well, especially in a game like this where you absolutely need runs, but also need outs to play with. I understand trying to score that run to bring it within 4 to at least try or bring it within 1 run, 2 runs to extend it beyond the 7th. But you got to be careful, especially with a guy like Kyle Finn who already beat you with the bat, now is just thrown out a guy at the plate.
Well, and here's the thing, AJ, right? If you don't send him right there, you've still got that third run, plus you've got bases loaded, no outs. Now you got runners on first, second, 1 out, still fine. Bless you.
Thank you.
But still.
A risky move that leads to an out. Now it's 2-1 and 1 down for Talon Field. But the other mindset is there, if he does score, then you look like a genius.
Right. 100%. Because if he scores, all of a sudden you're putting yourself 15-4, 2 runs away from keeping yourself in it. Obviously, you need to have less than a 10-run deficit in order to keep this game going past 7.
Outside, and it's another full count. And JJ puts his arms on his knees. Now comes set. Here's the payoff. Swing and a miss and a punch out for JJ.
He is relieved by that one. You could tell he was moving pretty quickly that last one, as you mentioned, hands on knees, but then after that, very excited to kind of move past that batter.
Well, he's taking a quick break behind home plate, and Justice Scott said, hey, you okay? And he said, yep, just need a minute. I mean, it's hot out there, and he's moving quick. Here's Rhett Rogers, who takes upstairs.
He's moving very quick, and, maybe that's part of his routine. Maybe that's because he's a little frustrated with some walks, some hits, so be it, but only 1 run so far given up from him.
Pulled foul, evens the count. And JJ, he's going to walk halfway to home plate asking for that ball. He wants to go. He wants to move quick.
He would love to go home is what he'd probably love to do. Back to hands and the knees. I wonder.
Hopefully he's all right.
I mean, dehydration. I don't know if it's just part of the routine, but Octo's having some laughs with Diego over there in the dugout.
Boy, that one just missed the outside corner.
Kind of love to ask Octo later if he comes up what he was talking about with Diego while he's laughing because JJ's obviously a pretty, he's a pretty energetic guy when it comes to all that stuff.
Popped up beyond the dugout. Bowman over, but it finds the stands. JJ already saying, hey, let's hurry up. Give me the ball.
Hey, give me it. I'm about to pass out. Give me the ball.
And Isaac has to sprint back to his spot at second because JJ is already getting ready for this next pitch. I mean, hopefully he's all right. This is a little bit of a longer break, but now he steps on the mound.
He's going into a little yoga pose up on the mound, stretch hand.
Yeah, and that's a good time called by Rhett Rogers. He knows that, JJ's saying, get back in the box.
Look at JJ, he's talking. I can't tell if he's talking to himself or Owen or.
I think he's talking to Rhett saying, get back in the box.
And look at he's
pointing. Oh, boy. He
geez.
just said something to Bach, and he's laughing. He just burst out laughing, and everybody on the bench is laughing now. He just yelled something back to the dugout. I would love to know what he said.
Hands on knees, back to the stretch, back to the quick motion.
Here's the full count. Popped up, right side, Bowman back, Martinez out there. It will be Isaac who makes the catch.
And he's sprinting. Oh, is he gonna throw up?
I hope not.
He's running somewhere.
Oh, yeah, it looks like he's about to throw up. Yeah, he's running to the bathroom.
Hold up.
Is he going to make it?
He's either got to throw up or he's got to go use the bathroom at some form.
That might have been what he yelled back at the dugout.
I think so. I think so. I think he said, I got to go use the bathroom.
Oh, it probably wasn't that clean of a word either.
It was probably not.
All right, 15-3, J.J. Neal does allow a run, but gives us some theatrics in the sixth. Squash looking for some insurance, and the dugout cannot stop laughing.
Your one-stop electronic store for computers, phones, tablets, and more. They're helping with today's dependable service and the newest digital advancements. Gadget Tech has you covered, whether you need a repair, an upgrade, or simply some professional advice.
All right, so we did find out what J.J. Neal said. We can't say it verbatim, but basically what he said when Rhett Rogers called time was, get back in the box. I need to poop.
It rhymes with I have to hit.
I have to, I don't know.
Utilize the facilities is what he said.
Yep.
Obviously got some pretty big laughter out of the dugout, and he was able to actually get off the mound. Good for him.
Yeah, sprinted to the bathroom, and he is still in there.
Well, I mean, the last thing you want to do is see white pants turn brown. So
well, he must have said it loud enough for everybody else in the stands to hear, because our PA announcer was getting a good laugh out of it too. That is the one thing with these headsets. You can't hear anything else besides yourself, but I wish we would have been able to catch that. That would have been pretty funny.
I had a feeling it was that once he sprinted to the bathroom.
Yeah, it was either that or he was going to throw up.
Right.
But that makes a lot more sense.
He was putting the hands on his knees so he wasn't
Yeah.
letting the bowels flow.
Yeah, it wasn't because he was tired because of the heat. It's because he had to use the bathroom. Breaker misses outside, and Phoenix Branson a full count. Now, I mean, that's just hilarious.
Is he back yet?
He's not. He's still in there.
He's still in there?
Phoenix
Well, don't go in there.
No. If you're at the ballpark and you're listening,
for whatever reason,
don't go in there. Oh, now he's coming out. Yeah, one of the fans just came out with them, and now he's going to get a standing O from the fans.
That is hilarious.
I mean, he sprinted through the dugout, ripped off his hat, threw his glove, and went right up to the bathroom. That was pure gold.
If I've ever seen one of the most athletic performances in the world, it has to be that one.
His belt's still not hooked up.
I'm sure it's not. His pants are falling.
Oh, man.
JJ, man. What a guy.
I mean, we kept wondering why he was kneeling back behind the mound, and guess we know why. High fly ball to deep right center, but it'll hang up for Cole Barta to make the catch.
Well, he got every bit of that one just on a line right to Barta.
Loud out brings up Wilson Kiefer. So it looks like Jackson Peters will have the 7th after one run was scored in the 6th by the Bison after J.J. Neal. We are getting the 1-2 punch.
Kiefer had a really nice relay earlier in the last inning when the Bisons got 3. They tried to get 4 there, and he had a nice relay from Finn to himself.
Oh, 1 breaking ball misses inside. I mean, that's got to be one of the funniest things I've ever seen on a baseball field.
I have to
poop.
Have to relieve myself. I have to release the late lunch I had.
Line drive to right, drops in. Have to use the bowl.
Yeah, I have to go Bob Ross, the porcelain.
Oh my gosh, we could do this all day. We might do this for the rest of the broadcast. Ben Foyer digs in with 2 on and 1 down. First pitch misses away.
It's probably not super professional to do it, so apologies for anybody who is fed up with it. It's honestly a little immature, but point is, it's a funny moment in the ballpark, so we're going with it.
Lifted to right. It's caught up to by Josh Day, and everybody holds up.
That's the fun of summer ball, right? You're out here to learn, players, coaches, us. You know, we've got a platform where we've got some loyal fans, but we're not exactly broadcasting this to hundreds of thousands. Although honestly, I would say the same thing. I would.
You wouldn't say anything different?
No, I wouldn't. Then I wouldn't be myself. Just
exactly
a facade of a voice on a microphone. So
JJ has completely changed out of his uniform.
He's out of his uniform?
Yep, he went down there and decided to put on some shorts and a T-shirt. Had to get more comfortable after battling demons in the bathroom.
Wonder if he mistaked the Pedialyte for some laxatives or however that works. Because
I mean, if you got to go that bad, you got to wonder if he knew when he went out there that he was going to have to get through it quickly.
That's why. I mean, he was moving fast.
He was.
Entire inning. So
and he normally moves fast, so it honestly didn't look that abnormal until he started to go down to a knee. And then we're like, something's wrong. Line drive up the middle. Martinez is aboard. Remy Hart had to get out of the way.
Uh-oh. Bottom 6. Bases loaded.
Here we go.
We got Torelli. He can do it.
Lucas Torelli digs in with the bases loaded and 2 down in the bottom of the 6th. And in case you don't know why we're getting so excited, it's because if someone gets a hold of a grand slam in the 6th inning, a fan goes home with $10,000. First pitch. High fly ball. Deep right center. Back it goes. Deep it goes. Someone's going home with $10,000.
Yes.
First pitch swinging.
Yes.
And everybody's on their feet at the ballpark.
10 grand Torelli.
He's been a hero all season long. And it feels like a walk-off here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. Let's go.
10 grand Torelli. Oh, my goodness. Who's the lucky fan?
Wow. That's why you come to the ballpark, ladies and gentlemen. Lucas Torelli.
Is happy.
He had 4 walks. He was 0 for 1. And he comes up first pitch swinging. and hammers one over the right center fence. How about that? So now the question is, who is going home with $10,000?
We always talked about it earlier games of the season. We're like, somebody's got to do it. Maybe it's the season we're here as interns. Oh, my goodness, AJ.
I believe that's the first time that's ever happened here in Spearfish. It's something that has been year in and year out.
Well, I'll tell you a little story that Eric had told us earlier on was that somebody technically won one, but it was actually the sixth inning of a game that had to be finished the next day because of a rain delay, and that didn't count because it has to be a full game.
This is awesome. This is why you come to the ballpark, ladies and gentlemen.
And Eric said that he's not mad because it's already been paid off for since the first year they started doing this a couple of years ago. So that money's sitting somewhere waiting for somebody to hit it. And Lucas Torelli will send a fan home with 10 grand.
Wow, 10 grand Torelli. Here's Owen Michelson to follow up the grand salami. Put that on the highlight reel. He has a walk-off, and now he sent someone home very, very happy.
Oh, my gosh. What a day.
And it looked like if you were just to clip up that spot without knowing the score, you'd think they just walked it off.
Yes, exactly. If you send that to somebody, you're going to have to do a little bit of explaining why we're so excited about a home run when we're up 15-3, or a grand slam, pardon me. You know, a grand slam in any sense is really cool, obviously.
Yeah.
But we're not up on our feet yelling about 10 grand to Torelli if not for him sending a fan home with an actual $10,000.
Full count, 2 down on Owen Michelson. The third baseman isn't even back to his spot yet, but it doesn't matter because it's ball 4. So what happens if it happens again?
That's a great question.
Does another fan go home with $10,000? I mean, what if...
That would be hilarious.
What if this inning keeps going and all of a sudden...
And whether it's this inning or another game, I mean, how many $10,000 do you have panned out, you know?
Well, I guess it won't happen this inning. Kyle Finn grounds into a fielder's choice. And the Squatch lead it 19-3. How about Lucas Torelli? A hero in Spearfish. Again, this time it's because he sends someone home with $10,000. 19-3, the Squatch will look to close out the ball game in the 7th.
When you venture to Spearfish in the Black Hills of South Dakota, you'll find rugged hiking and biking trails, extreme rock climbs, and views that will take your breath away. Plan a Spearfish vacation and come find your adventure. Spearfish, my great place in South Dakota.
Now entering the ball game is the 6'5" redshirt senior from Plano, Texas, Jackson the Grim Reaper Peters. Looking to close out the ball game and give the Squatch their 25th win of the season. He'll face Sam Benz to lead off the top of the 7th in a 19-3 ball game. Peters has been electrifying this summer through 20 innings of work. He has a 0.00 ERA, a .65 whip, and a .09 opponent batting average. He has 35 strikeouts to 7 walks. Has 2 runs, but none of them were earned, and has only been hit 6 times. He has been the most terrifying pitcher in the Independence League this summer, and he's being asked to close out the ball game tonight. But we have to talk about it again. Lucas Torelli. It's never been done before. It has been something that it's been a challenge ever since Eric Schmidt took over the Sasquatch. If someone hit a grand slam in the bottom of the 6th, someone was going to go home with $10,000, and for the first time, it's happened, and it was Lucas Torelli who did it. Unreal, and we'll say it again. It felt like a walk-off win. Everybody
really
came out of the dugout. Everyone was on their feet, going nuts, and it was the first pitch.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Peters looking to make it a perfect night at the ballpark. Misses outside, and the leadoff hitter has worked a full count. It's actually not actually not Sam Benz. He came out for Josh Day. So Josh Day, in his first at-bat, takes inside for ball 4.
Almost clipped in 2. Free base for him. As we know and don't want to jinx, Peters has not given up a single earned run still to this point. He's made a couple of nice plays that have, allowed him to keep that 0-0-0.
And he's thrown 20 innings. I mean, that's really difficult to do at any level, to throw 20 innings and not give up an earned run.
Yeah, it's not like he's throwing 6 innings, and that's still impressive, but 20 is something special.
He has a pitch mix of a fastball, 89 to 92, and he says it, and you can see it as well on the camera angle. It works a lot more like a sinker, has some serious bite. Also has a nasty slider and splitter. Called a strike on the outside corner, and the beer batter is behind 0-2.
Owen Michelson's like a desk clerk at Joann Fabrics. He's just really good at framing.
We need to get a book of all the weird analogies you've come up with. Here's a dribble up the first base line, goes foul. Bowman tried to keep it fair. And the sun's starting to affect Peters on the throwback from first, so Bowman had to throw it in the dirt just so that didn't hit him.
It's like that scene from The Sandlot. He's got to throw it back on the ground. He rolls it back to his dad.
Yep. So we'll do it again with 2 strikes. Ground ball to Martinez at second. Flips to second for 1. The turn is in time. 4-6-3 double play, and the Bison are down to their final out.
Easy play right there. You see Martinez and Foyer have a nice little moment there at second after they made that play. Just some slaps in the back. Really nice to have that chemistry even after a couple of middle infielders for us have left.
Bison looking to keep this game alive. Jackson Peters looking to close the door. First pitch to Cole Barta is a strike. Barta today is 1 for 3. He had a 2-run single in the third. He's also struck out and popped out. Fouled away. Bison down to their final strike.
AJ, you have tagged Jackson Peters, the Grim Reaper, closing out many, many games here in Spearfish.
Looking to do it once again as the sun starts to set in Spearfish. The 0-2. Strike 3 called at the top of the corner. The scythe stays sharp, and Jackson Peters has once again put up a goose egg to close the ball game.
What a day here in Spearfish. They close it in 7 innings once again. We'll have fireworks here. We'll have to wait a little bit, but for some of the comments that asked if it was a fireworks night, yes, it is the makeup from that 5th of July game. Kids are still going to run some bases. But, AJ, a nice closeout from Jackson Peters, a funny bathroom incident from J.J. Neal, and a $10,000 home run from Torelli.
I mean, there is never a dull game at the ballpark here in Spearfish. Whether it's Ben Zobrist night, a walk-off winners to send the Squatch to the playoffs, or we see J.J. Neal run off the field because he has to go to the bathroom, and then Lucas Torelli, the very next inning, sends someone home with $10,000. First pitch swinging. Unreal. And another classic tradition here at Spearfish. The kids run the bases in the 7th. They're going to let them do that, and they're going to run all 4. And some of them are stopping to talk to some of the players, too, as they head out for their end-of-game meeting.
Awesome. Awesome stuff. Some of the interns we want to shout out: Amber Amar, Callie Wintz, Cooper Smith, Eli Burrows. I think Luke's still over here.
He's making his way down there.
But those are the interns that are on the field doing the grounds crew work, doing your social media stuff. I think somebody's out there at second base. They're stuck. They're held up in a rundown with Owen Michelson, I believe.
And now Michelson's going to run the bases with them in the catcher's gear. It's always a great day at the ballpark, and once again the Squatch make it a perfect day. 25-11 on the summer. The Bison dropped to 0-6. The Squatch have been fantastic at home. They are now 19-6 at Black Hills Energy Stadium. It's been a fantastic summer, and it doesn't seem to be ending anytime soon. 19-3, the final. The sun's starting to set. Hopefully we won't have to wait too long for fireworks. But it's been another great day. And Wurtsy, we can't ask for a much better day to kick off this series with the Bison as we start to turn the page to an away series, the first one in over a month. Obviously, they got the win yesterday. Today, a decisive victory. They'll play 2 more these next couple of days. But a great night for baseball. Don't know who the player of the game is. I'd assume it's got to be Torelli, right?
That'd be the fun way to do it.
I'd assume it has to be Torelli. I mean, he got on base 5 times.
Yeah,
he had 4 walks and then a grand slam.
So he's only 1 for 1, right?
He was 1 for 2 because he did pop out once.
Okay.
He had a lot of at-bats.
But still,
tonight.
That's the funniest part. He's 1 for 2, but got on base. I mean, technically, he didn't actually get on base in the grand slam. He got on base 4 times through walks, right?
Yep.
So on base 4 times, four RBIs, and only 1 for 2. That's awesome.
Unreal.
That's the funny part about baseball. You got to love it. Torelli with a heroic moment, even though it doesn't feel like it. And for the Bison, they're probably like, what the heck? It's 19-3. What are we doing? But that is the power of some of the fun things that happen here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. What a night.
What a night indeed. We'll break it all down with one of the assistant coaches right after this quick break. 19-3, the final. Don't go anywhere. 19-3 the final here in Spearfish as the Sasquatch pick up their 25th win of the season. Assistant Coach Matt Gonzalez now joining me up in the press box. Gonzo, there's a lot of fun moments today.
Yep.
Let's start with the first one, J.J. Neal. He comes out, and he's moving pretty quick. He gives up a couple of walks. But then we're wondering what's going on out there. He's kind of taking his time between pitches. And then we hear him yell to the batter to get back in because he had to use the restroom.
Yep.
And the dugout just died of laughter.
So, a couple minutes before that, I was down at the pen watching, and, usually when coach goes out and the catcher goes out, it's a little conversation, walk back, call it a day. But when you saw Justice and Owen have a little hustle, you're like, oh, like, what was that about? Came in, and Justice was like, hey, Justice went up there, and he was like, hey, man, like, can we just get this going? I'm about to, let it go, and I don't want to do that on the mound. So Justice had some feel and, got out of there as fast as he could, and he got to the second out, and you saw him start to, really try to hold it in there and do what he can to get out of the inning before he, embarrassed himself a little bit more than he might have tonight. I don't know how he feels about that. But full disclosure, and he made it. So
he did make it.
That's all that matters.
He sprinted through the dugout and was able to make it. We didn't actually hear him say it up in the broadcast, which is probably the best thing.
Yeah.
But we didn't know if he had to throw up, but then we learned.
Yeah, he was fine from here up. It was just the bottom half that was struggling a little bit, but you got it done, and then went and took care of business in the bathroom. So,
well, we're glad he was able to get business done on the field and in the bathroom.
Right.
And then it almost felt like Torelli one-upped him with the grand slam in the bottom of the sixth for the first time in Spearfish history.
Yeah.
That finally happened. A fan went home with $10,000.
Yeah, that's awesome. Great for the fan, obviously, and Torelli to feel that swing go on. And I think Ryan Bachman might have been the most excited guy on this field. He was jumping up and down, going down the whole first baseline, trying to celebrate with them. He was telling me, like, he's been here the entire time, and he hasn't got to see that yet. So he's like, I don't care. I'll be a little kid and go celebrate and be super happy for that fan. So that's awesome.
Well, everybody came out of the dugout, and if you take away the score, it looks like we just walked it off.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's a big moment. I mean, the crowd that came out on a Tuesday night for these fireworks, and, you get them in the game, too, which is awesome. So worked out good.
And, of course, the overarching deal today is that you get another win. You get back-to-back wins against Bison. This one, very decisive, a lot of offense today. What was different tonight compared to the last couple of days where it felt like the offense just left a couple of runs on the board?
Well, we're not superstitious, but we made the kids kind of say you're not going to get candy when you get to first base today. Come earn it. So come work your butt off and find a way to get to first, and then come see me at third, and just keep the train moving. That's all it's about. Hitting's contagious. So once you get a couple, it's easy to kind of open up the floodgates, and they did a good job of that tonight, staying through baseballs, hitting balls well all night. I mean, we're 14 hits and 19 runs, had some freebies, and we took advantage of those. So that's what good teams do, and I think we did a good job of that tonight.
And one thing we were talking about up here quite a bit, especially at the end of the game, is that really scary 1-2 punch in the last two innings with J.J. Neal and Jackson Peters. I mean, you take out the bathroom ordeal. I mean, I would still be scared if a guy's up there and needs to go to the bathroom, but he's already one of the scariest pitchers to face.
Yeah.
And you throw in that Jackson Peters is going to pitch after him.
Yeah.
That's a deadly duo.
Those are tough at-bats. I mean, our back end of our bullpen's been, probably the best bullpen I've ever been a part of. No knock to San Bernardino, but really good bullpen that we've had here. Guys just want to go out there, get outs. If it's 1 inning, 2 innings, whatever we ask for them, it's 1 out, 2 outs, and they're just committed to doing what their job is and to get outs and put the pressure back onto them with how good our offense is. So I think we did a good job of that tonight. And then, Peters and JJ, a lot of max effort, a lot of balls moving, high spin rate. It's tough to see, especially you get JJ going max effort from here, and then you get, Peters' run and slider from there. So it's really good for us.
You got the Bison again tomorrow. You beat them twice already. What's the mindset trying to beat a team 3 times in a row?
It's kind of one of those games where it's like you don't worry about who's on the other side. You're going to play the game against the game, take care of business as much as we can, fill up the zone, put barrel on baseballs, and whatever happens at the end of the day, baseball is baseball and anything can happen. So
awesome.
That's it.
Well, we'll do it again tomorrow. Have fun and enjoy the fireworks tonight, and thanks for coming up here.
Thank you. Appreciate
it. Thanks, Gonzo. All right, 19-3, the final. Don't go anywhere. We'll finish it up with Aiden Wirtz's thoughts right after this quick break. The final here at Black Hills Energy Stadium. What looked like it was going to be, I don't want to say a snoozer because it felt pretty early on that Squatch were going to be able to take care of business. It turned into an absolute classic here in Spearfish.
Yes.
And it's weird to say that in a 19-3 win. But between J.J. Neal's bathroom break and Lucas Torelli's $10,000 swing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's turned into a night that, again, we won't soon forget. And we seem to have a lot of those here in Spearfish this summer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's some really funny nights out here. I will say, I've never seen that happen with any player ever with JJ.
No.
JJ.
When you think of the Paul Pierce game.
Right. You got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
There's a towel behind the, we get it.
Yeah.
JJ, if you or your family's watching this, we love you, man. You're just so fun to be around and talk to. That's awesome. I've never seen anything like it, and I won't soon forget it. So the bathroom break of all time. And, again, 10 grand Terrell. I mean, what a swing. Just first pitch. We talk every time we get to a full count, or not a full count, pardon me, bases loaded, bottom six, we're always like, it could happen. It could happen. You're never really prepared for it.
No.
Especially on the first pitch.
Yeah. And to send it over the right center fence as well. I mean, Torelli, he has some of that sneaky power. I think that was just his second home run of the year, if I'm not mistaken. I want to make sure I get that right.
Yeah.
That was his second home run of the season. The first was at the beginning of June.
Yes.
So it's been nearly a month since his last one went out, and that one
went out.
It went out, and it got out in a hurry, and everyone went into an absolute frenzy. A moment we won't soon forget. But we'll do it again tomorrow.
That we will.
We got another
that'd be crazy to do it. To actually
that
do
would
it
be
tomorrow.
that'd be crazy if we had another $10,000 swing. But we're gonna play the Bison again tomorrow, same time, 6:05, same place, Black Hills Energy Stadium, or live on YouTube, wherever is easiest for you. But again, if you haven't made out to a game, you got to, because you could be going home with $10,000.
You could. You come to the game, you put your hat in the ring, and forgot what the name was. Let me get it real fast. Cody, remember what the name of the winner was? Elise Hess. Awesome.
Elise Hess.
Elise Hess. So congratulations to you. Obviously came to the ballpark, won 10 grand. It's a crazy payoff.
Unbelievable. All right, well, we're going to wrap things up here in Spearfish. Again, tomorrow night, 6:05 p.m., it'll be the Squatch and the Bison for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Make sure you get out here because it is always a ton of fun. 19-3, the final. From all of us here in Spearfish, my partner Aiden Wirtz, thank you to Matt Gonzalez and Chase Scott for joining us in the press box, along with Cooper Smith and Luke Layden. I'm AJ Reister saying good night from beautiful Spearfish, South Dakota.